Bonjour. I am incomprehensibly tired. Oh my god. I'm so tired, you guys. I did something I never did before. I paid extra for a late checkout. So I am gonna be here, right here, till I have to check out at 2. Oh my god, it's a little after 10 right now. I just came back upstairs from breakfast. After a quick Google, I was like, is it considered rude to go down to breakfast in your pajamas? And across the board, the answer was yes. And I was like, all right, I'm not gonna spend my last day in Europe being a trashy American. So I changed into clothes, regular street clothes, and honestly, when I got downstairs, I was really glad I did. I would have felt like a total asshole sitting there in my pajamas, and very sleepily ate breakfast. You know, I feel so goofy saying this, but the croissants here are really delicious. You just figure a croissant is a croissant, but it was delicious, and I ate too. And the hotel here, they have a cat. They have a hotel cat. Her name is Lily, and it was her birthday a few days ago, and sang happy birthday to her. And I guess she really loved it, because last night while I was waiting for my car to take me to dinner, she came and jumped and sat in my lap. And the girl at the front desk, she was like, oh, she must really like you. She never does that with anyone. I was just like, oh my God, I felt so special. So, and she was like making biscuits on me, and I was saying she must sense how tired I am, so she's giving me a massage. And oh my God, I'm so tired. Yesterday was so much walking. I walked from my hotel here to the Eiffel Tower, and then from the Eiffel Tower to Notre Dame, and then from Notre Dame to Maison de Victor Hugo, and then from there I walked to the Pantheon, and then walked back to my hotel. And as I was walking back to my hotel, I passed through this huge, like, it reminded me of Central Park. This huge park garden. It was just so beautiful. Giant fountains, statues everywhere. I mean, it was just like something out of a postcard. It was gorgeous. And while I was at the Pantheon, I bought this lovely little copy of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and it's very compact. It's got one of my favorite pieces on the back. He turned towards mankind reluctantly. His cathedral was sufficient for him. Relatable. But yeah, I saw this beautiful little copy, and the copy I have, I mean, nothing against Barnes and Noble, but they're, it's funny, I remember when I was a kid, the first time I went to New York, I was 13, 14, and it was on this church trip. It was for training for the National Episcopalian Convention that was going to be taking place later in Denver. And it was going to be the first time that they were going to allow youth to have a voice in voting and speaking their minds on like different church issues. And one of the big things that was going down was whether or not they were going to recognize gay marriage, recognize gay clergy people, recognize just gay people in general. And when I went to New York for the training for this, I mean, there were kids, teenagers from all over the world. I remember I ended up rooming with a girl from Honduras. She was so sweet. Her name was Janet. And there was one day during the trip where it was like a free day and you could go and like do whatever you wanted with, you know, adult supervision. And a lot of the kids, they were like, I want to go to, you know, the Statue of Liberty and this and this and that and that and that and that. And my little country mouse ass, I wanted to go to Barnes and Noble. I had never seen a Barnes and Noble before. I had never, like, the thought of being in a bookstore that huge was just magical to me. So I spent my free day in New York City going to Barnes and Noble. And I remember I had this aspiration, like I wanted to like collect all the Barnes and Noble like editions of classic literature. And now, you know, I have like one of those copies of The Hunchback, and it just doesn't hit the same anymore. I actually kind of bugs me to see the Barnes and Noble stamp on it. So when I saw this, I was like, ah, perfect. It's like, I mean, you could see it's quite small. It's the size of my hand. I can fit it in my palm, and I just love, you know, the gold foil. It's just so lovely, and the print is, you know, it's just perfect. It's just a perfect little book. This is what it looks like without the dust jacket, and I just love the color. And I mean, isn't that beautiful? I love this binding. And we've got, you know, the little bookmark, this little guy, which I guess I'll use because I'm not going to dog ear this. But yeah, I got this book at the burial site of Victor Hugo, as well as a ton of other people. It was interesting, his tomb, when I went down to the crypt, he's actually tombed up, like, you know, they each have their own like separate coffins. I'm very tired, you guys. But he was in the same crypt as Alexander Dumas, and I was curious if there was going to be anything special going on, because yesterday was 145 years of the day of his passing. And let me tell you, I was like, every single person that I heard speaking English who was there, I was telling them, and they were all, and it was just so satisfying, you know, seeing their reaction, like, oh my God, really? And oh, that's so cool, and I'm so glad I'm here. And it was like, yes, I'm, you know, it was like I was just like sharing Victor Hugo in a different way, you know, just giving it the visit just more meaning and, you know, more reverence for people. And of course I cried. I just was crying and crying. I was just so like moved being there. And yeah, they did do something, you know, a little special. It wasn't like ostentatious or anything crazy like that, 'cause, you know, we are, you know, it's in a crypt or in a tomb, but they had like a spotlight set up illuminating his tomb. And I'm very curious, there were like 2 bouquets. There was like a bouquet of flowers and this huge bouquet of white roses, and I wonder if that was like staff who did that for him, or if it was other people like visiting who brought that. But it made me like kind of like, oh, I wish I had brought like something to leave. But then at the same time I was like, well, maybe this was, you know, something that the staff did, and maybe, you know, it would have been improper for me to leave something. Because I started to dig around in my purse, because when I went to Vienna like almost 20 years ago and went to the Central Cemetery where Beethoven was buried, and all over his grave there were just coins from, you know, just everywhere. So, and I had like a gold dollar coin, and I like tossed it over like the fence onto his grave. So I had this similar idea. I was digging in my purse and I was going to try and find like, you know, a nice coin, because I still carry change, because I don't know why, I like having coins. I just, it's the magpie in me. And I started to like leave a coin, but I don't know, something about it just seemed, I can't explain it, but it felt like I was leaving trash. Because I didn't have, like, it was just, you know, just basic change. I didn't have a nice, you know, coin. So I didn't leave anything but just, you know, my tears and my feelings. But it was a really great experience. I kind of curated my own little Victor Hugo tour, went to Notre Dame again, and spent more time there. I didn't get in line to go inside because that line was insane, and so instead I just kind of walked like the circumference of it, and it was so cool. Like, you know, there were all these panels and stuff blocking off parts of it for construction because, you know, it caught on fire. What was that, 2019? And so they're still, you know, they're still doing repairs. But on the panels there, it wasn't just like construction panels, it was like informative panels where they were talking about different things, like the history of it and the way the construction's been going and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, you know, supposing this just from the nature of like the pictures and stuff along with it, because it was all in French. But it was so cool because I've been trying to, like, I'd been keeping my eye out, trying to spot my name, because I have a French last name, and it's a very, I assume it's a common French last name. And I saw it at Notre Dame, and that was just so satisfying. I'm gonna put my hair up so I stop fussing with it, and I can feel a hot flash coming on, so may as well just get my hair out of the way. But yeah, it was really cool, you know, just looking and, you know, just keeping my eyes peeled, trying to find my name out in the wild, and there it was at the cathedral. So that was really cool. So what else? I was reaching out to people asking for recommendations of where I should go to try and find possibly American comics like I did in Athens. You know, I got really lucky and found some really cool comics. And this friend, they're in this band, the Sheridans, they reached out and they were like, you should go to Philippe de Libraire, if I'm saying that correctly. And they were like, you're just gonna love the clutter there. And when they said that, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to go there. So I went, and it was such a cool place. Maybe like twice the size of this hotel room. It was very small, and as such very cozy, and it was like drizzling. It was like this gray, drizzly, misty day, and so it was just very quiet and very peaceful, and I was the only person in the shop, and it almost like had a hoarder feel to it because it was so cluttered, but in a cozy way. And when I say, I mean, there was stuff on the ceiling, like all over. I mean, just every square inch of the place was covered in artwork and posters, and it was such a cool spot. Definitely someplace anybody should go and check out if you're a comic fan. And are in Paris, and I did find some really cool stuff. So the first thing the first thing I'll show you guys, I got this. How cool was that? I've talked about in past videos, like, and one of my best friends growing up, Will, he was a huge Battle Angel Alita fan. So anytime I see anything that's Battle Angel Alita, I have to get it. So I grabbed this. This is from interesting. This covers, so it's like November 2016 through January 2017. And cool. This is the very first page here. Neat. Very cool. Did you guys watch the show? I saw some of it, and honestly, what I did see, like, there are some parts that I was just like, what the hell are they doing with this comic? But for the most part, what I saw, even though it was just so far removed from the comic, I don't know, it was kind of like watching, it was like experiencing Preacher from like a different dimension, which I guess is kind of what's going on, and you know, in general, since it's, you know, it's a TV show versus the comic. But I enjoyed it. Oh, neat. So, I didn't finish it, but what I did see, I enjoyed. I'm sure I'll revisit it at some point and finish it, because I am curious. I really like this one. It's super cool. Cool. Isn't that awesome? Here's the artist. I'm gonna upload this after I get back to the States, because when I did my last video, boy, did my phone scream at me. It was like, what are you doing? You just used all your data. Do you need more data? I was like, oh, yes I do. I'm gonna be here for quite a while longer, so please send me more data, and I won't upload any more videos while I'm overseas, I promise. Cool. it's really neat seeing this stuff in another country, in another language. If you can go online and find some, find these on good old eBay, I recommend you do so, because they're really cool. I wonder if this is still in print. I hope so. This is a solid magazine. So that's that one, and then this is from July through September 2013. This one's pretty old, and yeah, you guys know when I saw this, I was like, I get it! How cool! We've got some Alex Ross action going on here. Hello! First page. Solid. Here, super cool. So I got this, and I got it because there's a cat, that's the main character, and come to find out, the cat does not have a happy experience, so I ended up selling it. It's still sealed. I never opened it. I sold it to Criminal Records Comics for store credit. Oh my god, I am dying. It's like 52 degrees, so it's quite chilly here. So they have the heat on, so it's been just a battle of temperature comfort, because you know, I get it, it's in the 50s, so they want the heat on, but you got an old lady here dealing with hot flashes. Come on now. Oh my god, I'm dying. Oh my god. Oh, I wish I could turn the heat off, but it's just like this automated thing throughout the whole building. Oh my god. It's so hot. Oh my god, I'm dying. Oh my god. Splash page action here. Oh my god, I'm gonna faint. Oh my god. It's so hot. I am so curious about this stuff here. It's like Paul Pope and David Lapham had a crazy baby. I love the art, and I want to know what's going on. I mean, right? Look at this. It's so Oh, I'm so curious. I can't wait to dig in and discover what this is and Jesus. Oh my God. What is going on here? I want to know. Fanboys versus zombies. Super cool, super cool, super cool, super cool, super cool. I love this. Isn't that a cool piece? Look at that. Look at that landscape. It reminds me of Asteroid City. Did you guys see that? I feel like Asteroid City is like a culmination of all of Wes Anderson's works. It's like yeah, it's like his entire oeuvre, all the magic of all his films were pulled together to create this masterpiece. I think it's his best film. Well, after Bottle Rocket. Bottle Rocket's my favorite. But yeah, Asteroid City, good stuff. I'm so curious about this comic. I have the first 3 volumes. And honestly, I may as well say I've never read it because I did read the first 3 volumes, but it was so long ago. I don't remember. Why the Last Man callback to that comic. I really enjoyed Why the Last Man. God, the final volume. I can't think about it. It just makes me cry. Oh, ampersand. Oh, ampersand. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Isn't this awesome? Isn't this awesome? I don't even care it's in another language. They really need to, they need to calm down with this heat. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. C'est triste, c'est triste. The Sheridans, they were my 420th subscriber over 420 weekend. I think it was actually on actual 420. And I just thought that was so cool. And they're the ones who turned me on to this shop. So thank you, because now I have these amazing magazines. There's something about this piece, like I really like it, but it also just really stresses me out. I really like this. These are in really great condition too. I mean, this magazine's over 10 years old, and it's like it's brand new. Come here. Beep, beep, beep. That's a cool piece. Mm. And now the pièce de résistance. Now you can tell this is a special one because it's bigger than the other ones. See how it's sticking out a little? And like the top, it's like it's a little bigger than the other ones. Can you guess what this is? I gasped when I saw this. Yes! Oh my God! This is February through April 2013. Oh, funny. Got some Walking Dead action. God, that really just took over the world for a long bit. I mean, it was just, oh my God, I can't wait to get to this part. I haven't looked at this yet. This is, here's the table of contents. Neat. Ah. Oh my God, what a score. Are you kidding me? I mean, you've been waiting all these years for me to get you. Ah, and there's Paul Pope, David Latham dude again here. Oh, I can't wait to find out what this is. is this? Oh, interesting. They're referencing Blue Velvet. They're referencing David Lynch's Blue Velvet. So you know it's gonna be good. Is that, can you see? God. Y'all are killing me. Is this not the coolest magazine? Chris Ware, Mr. Empathy. This is amazing. I'm gonna have to learn French so I can read this. How stinking cool is this? Chris gets it. I remember when I started reading Chris Ware, I showed this to Will, the Battle Angel Alita fan, and Robert. They're both dead now, but they just instantly got it. They were just both instantly like, merci beaucoup. They were just so enraptured by Ware's work as I was, and we just really I mean, we were already best friends, but the bond we had just deepened even further through Chris Ware's work. And I miss them so much because I don't know anybody else in real life except for one other person, and he's dead too. Yeah, I don't know anybody who loves Chris Ware as much as I do, except for my cousin's husband, but he lives in LA and has kids and is very busy, but he's the one other living person I know who is a huge Ware fan. So if you love Chris Ware, let me know. I'd sure love to nerd out with somebody over it. Shit. I didn't have to travel all the way to Alaska and kill a moose to know that happiness is best enjoyed when shared. I hated that movie, Into the Wild. Great soundtrack. Love Eddie Vedder. That movie stunk. Oh, I'm not gonna talk about it. But yeah, that movie was stupid. More Walking Dead action. I've got the Superman cartoon song stuck in my head now. Kind of reminds me a little of Monera. Oh, I was going to show you guys this, but no, it's very, very, very adult. That's super cool. Nah. Interesting. It suddenly turned into a fashion magazine. What's going on here? Like, all the pictures are like this. It's just women looking bored or cool in neat clothes. Michael Kors. I don't care. That was weird. More Superman action. And that is all she wrote. Very, very cool. Well, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna take a nap. Yeah, it's my last day, and I know you're probably thinking it's your last day and you're gonna take a nap. Yes, I've been walking my butt off all over Paris, all over Athens, and I'm gonna spend this final day doing nothing. I'm just gonna lay in bed with the window open until it's time to go to the airport and eat the rest of the fruit I bought, drink some coffee, and relax. So with that said, thank you for hanging out with me during my European vacation, and adieu, au revoir, and I'll see you next time.